Story time on how I got dentures. 4 years ago, I was at home with rotting teeth falling out left, right, and center. I was depressed. I was a recluse. I never left my house. I was doing a Zoom call with my doctor and I was wearing a mask. And when she asked me why, I told her I don't have teeth. She then told me that my insurance actually covers full sets of dentures and I needed to take the opportunity to jump on it. So I did. I went to a place here in Oklahoma called Shortline Dental and I made an appointment. The very first appointment was the consultation. In my experience, the consultation was the most traumatizing part of this whole journey. I hated it. I got the best news, but I still hated the appointment. During the appointment, you have to imagine, I had a big bright light shining right here on my biggest insecurity. The dentist and her assistant pointing at my teeth, or lack thereof, and talking to one another in dental jargon that I didn't understand, but I knew was all bad. Once she saw that I was crying, she sat me up and told me that she was not there to judge me. She was only there to help me. And I carry those words with me every day. She gave me 3 options at that point. First option, I can leave that office right now, forget it ever existed, and just continue on with my reclusive life being depressed. Second one was she could take out all of my teeth and then I leave with nothing and no teeth. Or thirdly, we remove all of the teeth and get these. I chose option 3, obviously. She approved me for dentures and it took 4 months before I got my next appointment, which I'm going to talk about in part 2. That is the molding and impressions. This is part 2 of the story time on how I got my dentures. So 4 months had passed. I just got done with the consultation and was waiting for my appointment for the molding. Now, the reason why it took 4 months, do a pre-authorization to make sure it was a need and not a want. I could not keep going without new teeth. So finally they did approve it. And we set the date for my impressions and molding. That appointment, we actually did sit down and discuss size, color. I showed her pictures of what my natural teeth had looked like, just to give her an idea on how we can make them look as natural as possible. We talked about the color because I have an olive undertone in my skin, so she suggested I get a slight stain on my teeth to give them that more natural feel. So I get asked all the time, what color are my teeth? These are B1. B as in boy, number 1. I do agree. I like the slight stain, but I do see creators on here that have the vibrant white teeth, and I'm like, I should have just went with that. But alas, I got these and I'm happy with them. The molding that we had to do is this like putty clay stuff that they fit into your mouth and you bite down for about 5 minutes. It's pretty much a 3D molding of your gums, your bite, the size of your jaw, everything. That way these dentures can be custom made to me. I will admit, I gagged a lot during that 5 minutes. I had to keep that in my mouth. But it was all worth it because I got these 2 weeks later. She had made those, and next is the extraction appointment. That's going to be in part 3. Part 3, the extractions. 3 years ago, I got all of my teeth removed and got dentures. I don't know why I did that chin thing. They're right here. First part, we talked about the consultation, worst appointment ever. Second part was the molding and impressions. This one is going to be all about the extractions because this is the question I get the most. How badly were the extractions? Well, for me, I didn't feel a thing. 2 weeks after I got my moldings done, I came back in for the extractions. Now, the week leading up to getting my teeth extracted, I was questioning everything, whether or not I could actually live with the pain I was currently having. Because this is a big deal. It's getting all of your teeth taken out. You will not get them back. It's a big life decision. Plus, I didn't get to do the wax try-in, so I had no idea what my new teeth were going to look like. But I went ahead and did it anyways. Now, when I got up there, they gave me 3 options. I could do Novocaine shots, or they could schedule me at a later date to do the IV sedation. They didn't do it in office there. I did just the Novocaine shots. And that probably was the worst part of the whole appointment. Anything after that, I felt of my mouth, nothing. Those little micro needles that they used to shoot the Novocaine in were so painful. But I didn't feel anything. I was numb from here down. And the extractions themselves was quick. I went into that appointment at 8 a.m. I left around 8:50 a.m. He was pop, 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 pulling them out so quick. So my biggest piece of advice, if you are going on this, bring headphones. I wish I would have thought to bring headphones because you hear a lot of noises you are not prepared to hear. But alas, he did get them out and I ended up getting stitches right here, and down here. Now these were dissolvable stitches, but for some reason they didn't dissolve with me and he ended up having to remove them a couple weeks later when I got my first soft reline. As soon as he was done, they put my new teeth in my mouth immediately and handed me a mirror. I wish I had footage of that moment because it was so surreal seeing a smile. I hadn't smiled in years. I looked this when I smiled. I didn't have top teeth and my bottoms were rotting so bad. And that was that. They set me an appointment 2 weeks out for my first soft reline. I make these videos every now and again to help those people out who are starting their denture journey know what to expect when you are expecting dentures. So thank you for watching, everybody. I hope everyone's denture journeys goes as smoothly as mine went and everybody has a great day. Peace.